Have Honorable Ann Thumbi, who's an MCA here in Nairobi. Karibu sana to the show, and thank you for your time this morning. Tell me very quickly, how did you get into politics in the first place? And is this your first term as an MCA? Had you been an MCA before? What's your experience with politics?
Thank you so much, Joyce, for having me. And first, I want to take this opportunity to wish all mothers Happy Mother's Day belated, because mothers are a wonderful being, and I believe there's a special place for them in heaven. Anyway, that's aside. I'm Honorable Ann Thumbi. I'm a member of Nairobi County Assembly, and beside that, I'm a Kenya registered nurse.
Okay.
How I joined politics, Joyce, even before I joined high school, I always found myself being a leader or leading. I was compound prefect in a college. I was student leader, and then after that, after finishing college, I realized I can join politics. That is how I decided to vie as an MCA, Udli Kenyatta Golf Course with TNA party.
Okay.
That is 2013, but unfortunately I didn't win.
Okay.
After that, I went back to practicing nursing.
Okay.
I went to Aga Khan. I practiced in Aga Khan and at Nairobi Hospital and at Kiambu County.
Okay.
Later, after that, I joined 2017. Now there was a lot of days. Again, I joined politics. We formed a movement called Warebo na Uhuru. I was the national mobilizer. And after that, I got nominated by Jubilee Party as a member of County Assembly in Nairobi.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. And how has the journey been so far?
Pardon?
How has the journey been so far?
Okay, not easy. Having come from nursing and joining politics is not easy. You know, in nursing, it's a unique career. It's a call, and I'm sure you know how politics is. There's a lot of things that usually happens there. Having come from like a corporate world and joining politics, it was a tricky journey to understanding people and all that.
Yeah. And tell me about your background in nursing. Was that something you had always then anticipated as well when you were growing up?
Yeah, I always wanted to be a doctor, but unfortunately I didn't manage to be a doctor, but I managed to become a nurse.
Okay.
I always wanted to save life,
Yeah.
and that's how I joined nursing. After nursing, I did emergency nursing. I like saving life, and then I just found myself doing emergency nursing.
Right.
I love ambulances. I don't know why I just loved doing emergency, but I always found myself, even at Aga Khan, I was in the ICU, and even at Nairobi Hospital, I was always finding myself working in emergency unit.
Wow.
Yes.
And that's tough. I mean, that's a tough field.
Yeah.
there's a
I
lot
mean,
of trauma,
it
there's a
always
lot
gives
of whatnot.
somebody satisfaction to give back life and to resuscitate a patient, and again he's breathing, and it's so satisfying.
Okay.
Satisfying.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now you're still serving as MCA.
Yes.
But you've actually sort of have you taken a break, or what exactly have you done to actually go back into nursing?
Okay, what happened? Of course, after COVID, I remember there's a day CS Kagwe said, if you know you can volunteer, you can give back your services. And I thought, I can't just sit down at home just like any other person, knowing so well I'm skilled and I can help somewhere. So when we closed assembly, I thought I can just go back to my profession and give back to the community. And that's how I did a letter to the Ministry of Health through the county director requesting if I can be a volunteer nurse. And I waited for the response, and it was positive. They told me I can join any health facility. And so I decided to join Waithaka Health Center, where I am even now.
Okay.
And why I chose Waithaka is because I didn't want to practice or to offer my skills in a private hospital, because I believed they didn't need much of my services as much as a public facility would need my services. So I joined the least unit of health structure. If you look at our health structure, health center and dispensaries are at the low level, and that is the places you get a lot of challenges because they are not well equipped, the nurses are few and the doctors are few, and these are the people who face a lot of challenges. So I decided to go there and offer my skills.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. And you've been there for how long now?
This is the third month.
Okay.
Yes. And what I usually do, in nursing, if you're a nurse, you can work anywhere. You can work in maternity. I'm a midwife. I love doing it. I can work as an antenatal nurse, postnatal nurse. I can work at triage. I can work anywhere. So but mostly my main objective is to create awareness, because I realized when I'm there are so many people who don't understand about COVID-19. There are a lot of many misconception about the disease. People still don't understand the symptom. They still don't understand how this disease happen and what they should do in case it happened to them. So that is why I decided to go in a rural urban health center. Because there people still don't understand well.
Yeah, no, very well done to you. And in fact, I understand we have some of your images and pictures of you, at work, and there they are. You can, so this is at Waithaka?
Yes, health center, yes. Yes.
And so describe to me your typical day.
First, we report at 8 a.m. Actually 7:30, because at Waithaka Health Center there's a maternity unit, whereby now we usually have the night shift for the maternity nurses. So at 7:30 we get we have to exchange shifts, and as we join the day shift. So after that, of course, there's training of all healthcare. I mean, of health education training of the public, of creating awareness. After that, of course, there is allocation of duties. If you're in maternity, join maternity. If I'm in antenatal, I go to antenatal, depending on where the allocation of duty is. Yes. And then we usually leave at around 4, from Monday to Friday. Yes.
And it must be pretty busy.
Yes, it's busy. It's very extremely busy. You know, Waithaka Health Center is just next to Kawangware. It's not very far away from Kawangware, and you know, with what is happening, Kawangware is one of the hotspots of COVID-19, and so there is fear. You know, there is panic in public, and you realize that there are so many people coming because of fear. Maybe you're having just a cold and cough, and maybe you're thinking I could be having COVID-19. And people are coming. So many parents are bringing their kids just to know their well-being. Yeah.
What do your fellow MCAs think of what you're doing? Because unfortunately, I think also in our politics, a lot of Kenyans have felt like sometimes our politicians have not really put the public before them, but here you are, I mean, doing it like 100%. Have they commented at all about what you're now doing?
Okay, you know, most of the people were shocked, because many people don't think, like, if you're a politician, you have another career. They believe that if you're nominated, you just gotten from maybe in the street or something like that. But with nursing, I would say is a good profession, and it's a calling, and you can't just wake up and say, like, I can't be a nurse. Once a nurse, always a nurse. Because during our graduation, we usually take an oath. And beside that oath, we usually have what we call a creed of nursing, which is very connecting. It's actually you make an oath to God and praying that you'll always remain a nurse and always give the best and always like have those professional ethics and treat the patients well. So at that particular time, I remembered that, and I said, oh, I can't just sit down and wait where my services are needed somewhere. So I just had to do a letter and request for my volunteer, and I thank God it was positive, and I'm feeling so satisfied, because I couldn't imagine sitting down this coronavirus time, I mean this pandemic time, and after all I'll have done nothing. Well, hopefully it's challenging your fellow MCAs as well to do something with whatever skills they have,
you know, in this season. But it's interesting because you're also in politics, but then here, you know, in a service industry, and considering you're saying you've also chosen specifically to work in is it the level hospital classification,
the lowest,
that is the lowest, and you're seeing there, you know, poor facilities, I'm sure, lack of equipment, lack of proper facilities. Hopefully, how much of that is stirring you up as far as politics is concerned, and really assessing whether we've done enough as far as healthcare in this country?
Let me tell you, Joyce, you know, as a member of county assembly, there is what I'm supposed to do. You know, the constitution is very clear on the objective of what an MC is supposed to do. We're supposed to do registration, oversight, and representation. On registration, as a member of healthy committee, when I go back to the assembly, I'll have seen those challenges at the ground level. Right now, we have a challenge of shortness of staffs. We don't have enough staffs. There's also an issue of digitalization. You realize that if you are from private hospital, you might not have understand or haven't gotten that issue as a challenge. But when you go to the ground level and work there, you realize that our health facility are not digitalized. We still do a lot of documentation in manual way. Another challenge is when nurses come to us and tell us, hey, we need miscellaneous allowance, we need risk allowance, we need this and this. At this level, I'll be able to understand. Even when I go back to the county level, I'm able to like be ambassador of nurses well than I was before. Because now, having worked there at the grassroots level, I'm able to face those challenges, and I'll be able to like put them in forefront.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, so it sounds like at least it's good to see that, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
the MCA is also seeing what Hon Ann has seen, right?
Yeah. And you know, Joyce, there's that perception there that, like I said, that politicians, they are not learned. You saw what other politicians are doing, like Babu Owino, teaching and any other people. And this time round, we have so many people who are educated. Like Nairobi County Assembly, for instance, we have lawyers, we have doctors, we have pharmacists, we have accountants, we have all kind of professionals and very young professionals.
Yeah.
And so it's that bad perception to imagine that people are not learned.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kuna mtu hapa anasema nikupe high five in the air because you're doing a wonderful work.
Thank
they
you.
say kudos to you. That's Carol
Thank you
watching
so
from
much.
Eldoret.
Thank you so
And
much.
as you've said, you know, once a nurse, always a nurse. My mom's a nurse too. And she says the
Wow,
exact same
wow,
thing.
wow,
So I can hear the similarities between you two as far as just the passion for the work.
Yeah.
But you know what? You know, God willing, this COVID-19 pandemic comes to an end soon. Where do you see yourself then with nursing and balancing politics?
Like I said, I have bills that I want to pursue at Nairobi County Assembly before even 2022.
Okay.
Like I've told you, I've seen so many challenges, and I want to work at the county level to make sure I make policies regarding the same challenges. Like now I had a bill on free parking in the private hospitals, which is not yet a bill, but soon it will be. I brought a bill whereby I said
Free
we should
parking, like for
free
cars.
all whereby they'll be regulated, because there's a lot of exploitation of parking in our private hospitals, Joyce. If you go to Western countries, the parking charges are regulated, but in our private hospital here in Kenya, they are not.
Yeah.
They can charge you as much as they want
Right.
to. And regardless of maybe you have maybe chronic illness, like we have patients who usually go to the hospital. Maybe let me give you example of a cancer patient who usually go maybe to the hospital like 3 times in a month or even in a week. A patient who is having a renal problem and maybe she or he is going for dialysis every time. They don't care about that patient and relative. So they keep charging you a lot of money. If you go to maybe private hospital with your kid today, some hospital will charge you throughout the parking until the day you'll be discharged. And to me, I feel it's a bit exploitative to our client in Nairobi. So I have that bill that I want to finish up, and also I have another bill on an ambulance act, because we still don't have clear regulations on ambulances. That is why you found some ambulances doing illegal things and all that.
Okay.
So I have some policies I need to work on and to make an impact.
All right.
Yep.
So you're saying you're hoping to do those before 2022?
Yes.
Would you be running again for politics post 2022?
I think it's still early, but I believe in the power of tongue, and I believe what you keep saying will happen.
Okay.
Maybe if that time comes, why not?
Okay.
I'm still young, and I believe I can be elected.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, Honorable, it's great to meet you. Thank you very
Thank you
much
so much.
for
I
the
appreciate
great
this.
work you're
Thank you
doing
so much.
there in Waithaka. You want to salimia your people in Waithaka?
Yeah, I want
Hapa
to
tu
say.
camera too.
Okay, I want to say hi and congratulate all the health workers in the whole world and the whole country at large. I want to tell you that we appreciate you so much. We appreciate what you're doing, and also want to tell everyone to support our medical staff and our government as well. Look at them with a special eye, because indeed they are working so hard to make sure we are all safe. Another thing I want to encourage my friends and everyone else to tell you, keep safe, because safety starts with you.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yes, thank
I
you.
do appreciate you coming through the show. Lots of people here saying that they've been inspired by you. Ben tuned in from Embu says, really inspired by Honorable
you.
Anne. Congratulations to
Thank you.
her.
Thank
And may God bless your work.
Thank you so much. Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank
Well,
you.
with that said, guys, we need to take a break as we get ready for the second hour of our show. And we still have lots lined up for you, including a DIY segment and some health tips as far as first aid in your homes. Okay. So stay tuned. I'll see you at the top of the hour.